to our Business Tips and Tricks with LinkedIn series. Today's class is Strategy and Resources and will be hosted by myself, Jamie, and my colleague Emily with the Plano Public Library. Before we begin, I do need to let you know about some ground rules that we've set up for today's program. You will be muted during today's class, and we have your video blocked. You will only see the instructor's screen. At the top of your screen, you can find an exit full screen option if you need to get to other things on your computer, including your LinkedIn profile or any of the links that we're sharing in the chat. You are welcome to ask questions or request that I repeat information at any time during today's program. You should see an icon at the bottom of your screen that says chat. You can click on that to open up the chat window. That chat is set to be seen by library staff only. If you prefer, you may also use the Q&A feature located at the bottom of your screen to ask questions. Please note that any inappropriate questions or comments will cause your immediate removal from today's class. Now, for any questions we may receive, we may answer you directly in the chat or Q&A box, hold that question until a break or the end of class, or ask it at the time if it is pressing. On our website, you can also find a link for a handout to accompany today's class, and we'll share that link in the chat as well. A recording of today's class will be available in a few days, so if you would like to watch today's class and then practice with the recording later, that is an option for you. And finally, if you would like to follow along with your own LinkedIn account or by accessing any of the resources with us today, you may, but please do keep in mind it will be difficult for us to give one-on-one assistance or troubleshoot. I will try to take it slow just in case you're following along with me. Now that we have all of that out of the way, I do need to remind you as we get started that I'm a librarian and not a business expert. The information that we're sharing today is designed to be an overview and help connect you with additional resources that may be helpful in building and promoting your business and services. This program series does have several parts, and while each class stands on its own, some content will build on concepts or ideas from the previous weeks. So far, we've covered building your profile and service page, creating company and showcase pages, networking groups and job postings, and content creation. Today's class is all about bringing that information together to focus on the resources available to you in building your LinkedIn presence, as well as creating a specific LinkedIn strategy. And with that in mind, we have three main objectives for today's class. First, we're going to look at outlining a LinkedIn strategy and next steps based on your current goals and position. We'll look at some options for those just getting started, as well as recommended tasks to maintain your presence, grow your reach, and maintain steady progress. After that, we'll review some general resources in support of using LinkedIn. These resources can get you started with navigating your profile and learning more about a variety of topics. And finally, we'll explore some best practices for finding and utilizing specific resources in support of your targeted needs. We'll outline some general areas you can look for support and guidance, as well as provide some examples of available resources you can access. If you're just getting started with LinkedIn, it can be overwhelming to know where to start. Establishing a presence on LinkedIn will be a series of one-time investments. How long each of these steps takes will depend on your specific process, your preparation, and your individual goals. It's important for you to allow sufficient time to address each item on this list, as these activities will provide the foundation for your ongoing networking and engagement on LinkedIn. Your first step is going to be to build and develop a personal profile. At minimum, this should include adding a professional photo, writing a compelling headline, crafting a thoughtful summary, and adding in details of all relevant work experience. The more time you spend developing your personal profile, the more discoverable you are. It's your first step in establishing the person behind your company and provides the foundation for interacting in groups and creating a business presence. Your second step is going to be to build that company page. Once your personal profile is established, your next step is to create that company page. At minimum, this should include a visually appealing logo, a thorough About Us section, and relevant keywords to enhance your discoverability. Again, the more information you can add, the easier it is for other users to find your business and interact with you. Your third step is going to be adding connections. Remember, LinkedIn is all about networking. To get your content and your business in front of more users, you'll need to spend some time building your network. Syncing your email contacts is a great place to start. And finally, link to your online presence. Once you've established that online presence, make sure that other people are aware of it. So if you have a website, you can add a follow button that links to your company page. You can also include links to your company page or your personal profile as part of your email signature or other marketing materials. Essentially, the more places you include the information, the more likely others will be to find and follow your page. Once you've built your initial presence on LinkedIn, your daily tasks will help you maintain that presence. These things likely won't take more than 5 or 10 minutes each day, but they will give you opportunities to engage with other members and improve your reach. First, follow expert sources and engage with their content. Think about the leaders in your industry or people who are particularly knowledgeable about what you do. Are there particular topics or ideas that inspire you? Finding and following experts and industry leaders will help add this content regularly into your newsfeed. From there, take a few moments to engage with that content by reading it, reacting to it, responding, and resharing with your network by adding your own thoughts. Next, nurture your network. Look for opportunities to continue growing your network, which might mean responding to recent connection requests or adding a new client to your existing network. This is also about interacting with the people already in your network to maintain those connections. Spend time reviewing the updates from people you know and reach out regularly to connect with them. Another strategy is for you to explore relevant hashtags. Just like your industry leaders, finding and following relevant hashtags will continue to add content to your newsfeed. Take a few moments to see what's trending around those topics and engage with the content. This is another great opportunity to build your brand and your thought leadership. It will also help you identify the types of hashtags that you want to put into the content that you're creating. And finally, check your notifications. It's important to be aware of how others are interacting with you, and your notifications are a great way to do this. You can see how others are interacting with you and your content, but also see things that are trending from your network. You can also look at the recent statistics on your profile views and post impressions to see if you're successfully engaging with the community. In addition to your daily tasks, it's important to set aside time each week for more focused networking and content creation. These things will take on average between 30 and 60 minutes each week. And you'll want to think about what you want to accomplish each week and then block the time that you need to complete that activity. Some activities will take longer than others. So as you continue working with LinkedIn, make note of those trends and adjust accordingly. If you find it takes you 2 hours to create content to post, make sure you allow yourself that time. If it only takes you 30 minutes to follow up on something, you can allow yourself less time. Some examples of what this might look like would be promoting your page. To increase the visibility of your page, you'll need to be intentional about promoting it. This can be as simple as sharing an update on other social media accounts about your LinkedIn presence, or you can cross-promote the content you're sharing and include a link back to your company page. The more places you share about that company page, the easier it is for potential clients to find you, the more you're going to show up in search results. If your business has employees beyond yourself, you can also notify those employees of important content. Leveraging the network of your employees can help your content reach a wider audience. Let them know about the important content and updates that you're sharing and encourage them to then react, comment, and share from their profiles as well. Essentially, this will mean that anything that you're sharing is not only going out to the followers of your personal profile or your company page, but also to the followers of each of those employees as well. If you don't have any employees, you can also ask your network of business associates or clients to help you promote your content as well. Be willing to reciprocate if they ask the same of you, because again, LinkedIn is about those relationships. So you want to make sure that it's a two-way street. You can also join topical conversations. Look at the content from relevant hashtags or topics that you follow, and then actively participate in that conversation. Share your thoughts and ideas, and if appropriate, you can also communicate how your products or services can help address a specific problem. What you're hoping to do is strike a balance between promoting your own ideas and asking thoughtful questions of others. So be mindful of the tone of the conversation and be thoughtful about what you share. You can also reach out to other professionals. This will help you continue building your network. And these might be industry leaders who could serve as a mentor to you, other small business owners who might be interested in sharing ideas, or even potential clients. You can join groups or communicate individually with others to keep making those new connections. This is also where you can focus on curating and posting content. In addition to contributing to ongoing conversations, spend time adding to new conversations by sharing your own content. You can curate relevant content from others that you can share with your network, but also add your own original ideas. Try to post something at least a few times a week based on your content creation strategy. And finally, review your post analytics. As you're sharing that content, make time to review the analytics associated with it. You can review the demographics of users connecting with you so that you can better target your information and ideas. And you can also make note of what types of content are most successful or any specific requests or ideas that you receive from clients as well. This will help you create stronger content in the future and determine the best post scheduling for your business. So if you notice that you get the most views of content on Monday nights, you might adjust your strategy to make sure you have something new posting every Monday night. If the middle of the week at lunchtime works better for you, you might focus your content creation strategy around that. Do we have any questions about getting started or those daily and weekly tasks before we move on?
No questions at this time.
All right, let's look at achieving steady progress with those monthly tasks. While your daily and weekly tasks will help you maintain and grow your online presence, these additional tasks will help you achieve that steady progress that you want for business growth. These are the things that you can do each month. While the things that we've talked about to this point have been about building your brand and presence, your monthly tasks are going to help you refine your strategy and hopefully improve your overall results. It might be helpful to choose a specific time each month when you'll do each of these things so that you can establish a regular baseline and routine. And it's okay if that looks different for each person, and it's okay if that changes for you from month to month as you figure out what works best for you and your business. One option is to change your hashtags. The hashtags that you follow will help determine the types of content that you see in your newsfeed. So it's a good strategy to review the hashtags you're following and ensure that they're still timely and relevant to your goals and interests. Changing your hashtags can bring new content into your feed or help you discover new or trending topics or content that you can share with your network. By the same token, if you find that something that you're following currently just doesn't resonate anymore or isn't bringing in the type of content that you want, removing that from what you're following can help clean up your newsfeed so that you see more relevant content. Take some time to review your content creation strategy. It's important to consider what's working or not about your content creation strategy. So each month, make some time to look at the content that you've shared and evaluate whether or not it's been successful. Some things you might think about. Are you seeing engagement with your followers? Do you need more or less of a certain type of content? This is a good time to consider if there are new opportunities for sharing content that you're not currently exploring. Maybe you haven't tried posting a video yet, and that's a new strategy you want to use. Maybe you want to experiment with polls and see if you get more engagement that way. If you're just getting started with content creation, this is a great opportunity to consider adding just one new thing into your post schedule and see how it resonates with your followers. You'll also want to network with customers. As a business owner, it's important to touch base with your customers and make sure that you're responding to their needs. This can be an opportunity to learn more about what you're doing well as a chance to identify any areas for improvement. For more customer engagement, you can also use the at feature to specifically mention clients in your posts or ask that they share your business with others who might be interested. You can also ask them for recommendations or reviews that can be shared on your page. It's important to do this in a way that naturally flows with your existing relationship and doesn't seem pushy or demanding. You'll also want to make some time to review your page analytics. These are a great way to see how people are interacting with your content, and you can use this information to find out more about the type of people viewing your page, as well as what content is trending with your followers. Use this information to adjust your strategy and focus on the content that best resonates with your clients. And finally, don't forget about engaging with influencers and other pages. Again, you can use that at function to specifically mention other users or pages that you admire, but be intentional about engaging them in the conversation. You can share ideas that resonate with you or invite collaboration and ideas from them. If others do the same for you, be mindful to engage with them in response. Some tasks are best considered long-term investments, and these are things that you don't need to do every day, every week, or even every month, but that you should keep on your radar to manage your profile and evaluate your overall effectiveness. Depending on what you discover, you may need to adjust your daily or weekly goals in response to this research and information. Completing these tasks maybe each quarter can allow you to keep an eye on trends and ensure your overall success. One option is to invite connections to follow your page. As your network grows, you can use this as an opportunity to make sure that they're aware of your company page and your content. Use this as an opportunity to review new connections who might find your content relevant and then send them that request to follow your page. If they don't respond, be mindful to not continue asking the same person over and over for that follow. You can also spend some time researching content from your competitors. As a business owner, it's important to know what's trending in your industry. So spending some time researching your competitors not only lets you know what products or services they're offering, but it can also let you know how their customers are engaging with or responding to those products and services. This might give you new ideas for a product or service that you could offer, or it could be an opportunity to address an identified gap that you see. And finally, evaluate and adjust your strategy. It's important to make sure that whatever strategies you're using are still working for you. This is a good time to look at all of your strategies, whether that's networking, interacting with other users and content, or content creation, to make sure that you're making the best possible impact. Think about the information that you have collected with demographics, with analytics, and even your own personal observations. This might also be a good time to connect with other members of your team or your mentors to review your progress and see if they have any ideas as well. Do we have any questions about those monthly or quarterly tasks?
Yes, there's one question. How do we find or create hashtags?
Okay, so the way I answer that is going to be a little bit different if I'm finding or if I'm creating hashtags. So let me go ahead and switch over to my LinkedIn profile real quick so that we can take a look at that. And I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So if I am Let's get that pop-up out of the way. If I am following hashtags, LinkedIn will let me search for hashtags the same way that I would anything else. So say I'm interested in leadership. I can do a search for leadership, and that will actually bring up posts that I can see, oh, hey, here are posts with this information in it. And I might see that there are particular people of interest, or I might find that hashtag. So let's say I'm interested in the hashtag City of Plano. It should give me an option. Once I've identified that hashtag, I'll see that blue follow button. And essentially what I would do is just click follow. And that means every time there's a post with the hashtag City of Plano, it's going to show up in my news feed with that content. If I am adding in hashtags, you'll see I will have over on my left-hand side that followed hashtags that I can see all of the hashtags that I'm following and easily pop over to them if one is no longer relevant. I can just uncheck. I don't want to follow that hashtag anymore, and that'll drop that content back out of my newsfeed. As far as creating hashtags, that's going to be in your content creation strategy. And when you're starting a post, you'll see some hashtags recommended at the bottom of your post as you're typing, or you can just use that pound sign and type in your own hashtag to your content as well. You can use things that you have seen already showing up on LinkedIn, or you can create a new hashtag that you use specifically for your business and just use that consistently to represent your personal brand. Does that answer the question?
I believe so, Jamie.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and close out of that, and we'll switch back over to PowerPoint real quick. And we're going to start exploring some of the resources available
Actually, Jamie,
to us. Yes, absolutely.
there was one follow-up question. And how do you find trending hashtags?
So trending hashtags will tend to show up in your LinkedIn newsfeed as you're going through. You will also see under your hashtags that option to discover more, that you can see recommendations from LinkedIn to see what's popular with other users. I can see that this hashtag that I have has 6,041 followers. I can also pop over. LinkedIn will often pop up at the top, and it's not currently showing for me, but say trending with your network or viewed by several other users and recommend that content to you as well. You will also see on the side things that are trending in LinkedIn news that you can follow, and that will periodically update with some new information that you can see different topics and things of interest and get to the hashtags that way.
Thank you, Jamie. That was very helpful.
Not a problem. All right, we're going to pop back over into PowerPoint here. And we're going to start talking about some of your general resources. So these resources will hopefully be helpful whether you're just getting started or looking to build your skills in a particular area. And we're going to talk about things that are available through LinkedIn and the library that can help you. These general resources can assist with many different topics. And then we'll get into some that are more specific to the different strategies that we've talked about throughout the class series. So one option is to explore tutorials and resources from LinkedIn Customer Learning. LinkedIn does offer a variety of tools and training to support their products, and their training centers include resources like online courses, webinars, and tip sheets. You can also expand skills and ideas with LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning provides online training courses that cover a variety of topics and software. And you can find tutorials on everything from building your profile to content creation to even getting started with more advanced features or more general topics like thought leadership. And this resource is available free and on demand with your library card. If you would like more individualized assistance, Book a Librarian is an option for you. This is a chance to address your specific questions in a 30-minute session with dedicated time from a staff member for that one-on-one help, and it's scheduled based on your needs and preferences. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to access each of these options. We'll pop back over to our internet window here. And the first one we're going to take a look at is the LinkedIn Customer Learning Center, which provides access to a variety of tools to support LinkedIn Talent Solutions products, including jobs, your career pages, and even LinkedIn Learning. So once I pop onto this Learning Center homepage, I can choose the product or service that I'd like to learn more about. For example, let's say that I want to learn more about career pages. I can just drop down onto career pages there. Click on that tile, and it will load the catalog of available resources for me. And I can filter that by the content type. So maybe I'm just looking for videos. Maybe I'd like a recorded webinar. I can also filter by language, topic, and even duration if needed. When I find something that looks really useful to me, maybe I just want to take a look at this Meet LinkedIn Career Pages tip sheet. All I have to do is click on that link and it will load the resource for me. Some will load faster than others, and then I can look through and see the available resources that are there for me. If that one's not quite what I'm looking for, all I have to do is click back in my browser and get back to that learning catalog and keep exploring. The next thing that we're going to take a look at is the LinkedIn Marketing Labs learning paths. Now, these are available to provide courses and step-by-step guides to improve your online presence. You can view the courses individually or explore one of the recommended learning paths based on your current skill level or needs. Once I open up that page, I can choose either a specific course or a learning path that resonates for me. And you'll see they're grouped. I've got a group of basic courses if I'm just getting started. I can also choose from intermediate content and even some advanced content as well. So let's just go back up to the top. Let's say I'm interested in just building that organic presence with LinkedIn pages. Again, I would click on the resource to open it, and I can review that course content. I can see the table of contents. I can see this is going to take me 20 to 30 minutes to complete, the types of topics that are going to be covered in it. And if this is something that feels relevant to me, all I need to do is click Start to begin the course. You will need to be signed into your LinkedIn account, and you may be asked to complete a little authorization pop-up window in order to access that content. So when I popped up, since I've already signed into LinkedIn, it's asking me if I'd like to allow. I just need to hit allow to connect to that content. And this will also let me come back at any time. I don't have to complete that content just in one sitting. If you need to leave and come back later, it will show up as a course in progress from your training dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that so that we can talk about LinkedIn Learning. The full complement of LinkedIn Learning courses and videos are available free with your library card. Now, to access this content, you will need to go through the library's sign-in page rather than your own LinkedIn account. If you're signed into your personal LinkedIn account and you try to get to LinkedIn Learning, it's going to trigger you to sign up for an account and have that fee-based access. So instead, you'll want to go through the library's sign-in page, and you have a couple of different options to do that. You can get to it directly from our website. I would go to planolibrary.org. I'd scroll down and look for that tile that says Research and Learn. I would choose that. I would look for the Business and Career option. And then I would scroll down all the way through that list until I got to LinkedIn Learning and do Access Now. And that is going to redirect me through the library's homepage to access LinkedIn Learning. I would do Get Started, and it's going to pop up and ask me for my library card number and my PIN number. Now, let's say that you are already on LinkedIn and you want to get there and you don't want to go all the way back to the library's homepage to do that. That is an option for you. And what I'm going to do is, if I was in my personal account, I would go ahead and sign out of that personal account. I would look here where it says Learning, and I'm going to click on that. I'm going to choose that Sign In button in the top right corner. And then I'm going to choose Sign In with your library card rather than signing in as myself. The difference here is I will need to type in Plano Library to continue. And then I'm going to get to that same login page that we got to from the library's link to get my library card number and my PIN number to access the database. Once I've done that, it will pop up the full dashboard and I can explore the content. So let's say, move that out of the way. Sorry about that. Go sign in again. LinkedIn Learning is being a little bit cranky for me, but once you have signed in, you would be able to enter the search term, filter your content by language type, time to complete, level. So once you see a relevant course, you would click on that and choose Start Learning. And we can come back to that a little bit later and see if it will behave for us a little bit better than it is right now. But for now, we're going to go ahead and move on to our Book a Librarian request form. For that, I would go back to the library's homepage, and instead of choosing Research and Learn, I'm going to look for that About tile. I can also get to it from the top library menu, choosing About and that Help from a Librarian. But I'm looking for that Help from a Librarian. I'll click on that. And it will give me some choices, and that's where I get to my Book a Librarian form. When I click on Request an Appointment, it'll let me fill out. I can specify which location I'd prefer to meet with a librarian at, or if I'd prefer a virtual option, and then some information, your library card number, name, how you prefer to be contacted, and just some details about what you need help with. And that will help us connect you with the best possible staff member to answer the questions that you may have. Once you've filled everything out, verified that you're not a robot, you'll hit submit, and that form will go over to our team. Do we have any questions about our general resources today?
There aren't any questions currently.
All right. Then we're going to move on to some more specifics. If you're ready to build skills or find resources dedicated to a particular area of LinkedIn, it may be more helpful for you to consider resources specifically focused on that topic. We're going to review some general best practices to help locate these resources and look at some examples that may be helpful for your business. I'm only going to have time to demonstrate a couple of resources today, so for more specific tools and ideas, please do take a look at our class handout for additional resources. One option is tips and tricks with LinkedIn Help. LinkedIn Help provides step-by-step instructions and answers to frequently asked questions, and these resources are a great place to get started answering your specific questions. You can also explore ideas and best practices with LinkedIn blogs and resources. LinkedIn does host several blogs and online resource pages with those ideas and best practices on them that you can view from subject matter experts or look for best practices guides to get you started. You can also download relevant resource guides from everything from small business to content creation. LinkedIn has created several resource guides to get you started, so you can look for topics and approaches most relevant to you and use these guides to develop your own plan. LinkedIn suggestions and prompts will also be an option for you as you continue to interact with the platform. Whether these are suggestions for developing your page content or emails about how to improve your reach, these tools can help you find next steps related to your goals and current work. And finally, you can utilize supplemental content from reputable sources as well. So in addition to LinkedIn, there are several resources online to provide more guidance. Look for subject matter experts and websites related to small business or entrepreneurship to find more tools to create your own strategy and plan. So let's take a look at identifying and accessing some of these options. And let's clear out some of these options here. So this first one we're looking at is the LinkedIn Help page. LinkedIn Help is available for nearly every topic on LinkedIn, and the database is searchable by topic or product, and you can easily find related topics by exploring associated tags. So right here on that page, I can see recommended topics that might be of use to me, or I can search for something. So let's say I'd like to search for pages. That's what I'm interested in learning more about. It'll give me a whole list of articles, and I can choose one that might be relevant to me. Maybe I want to know more about showcase pages. I can go ahead and click on that, and I can see the additional information. Now, if that article has been particularly helpful, I can see related articles on the side as well as those tags. I can just click on that tag to see everything else under that topic. LinkedIn does have an official blog as well. And on here, you can review recent articles. And if you see something of interest, you can just click on that article to read more. So maybe I'm really curious about how LinkedIn is going to work with AI. I can click on that and pull up the full article. Now, if I want to see more posts by that author, I can search by clicking on their name to view all posts. I can also see their presence on LinkedIn in case I want to connect with them or follow their content. If I want to see similar posts on the topic, I can look at the topic's tags to see if there is anything relevant to me. And this one does not have any tags on it. We're going to pop back over and see. Some of them will have tags and some of them will not. But if they did, they'd show up there at the bottom for you, and you could click on those tags and see relevant content that way as well. You can also search for content by using that search box in the top right corner to see content as well. In addition to the official blog content, you can review articles published by LinkedIn users or look for more specific resources like the LinkedIn for Small Business blog as well. Now, LinkedIn does have several resources for small businesses. These include newsletters, tips, tools, and checklists that you can use. And you can access LinkedIn for Small Business at that hub to find everything in one place. So you can see here, I'm on the LinkedIn for Small Business page, and I can explore available resources from the home page. And this will let me know a little bit about what it is. I can learn more about finding clients. I can follow them for additional content, but I can also use this Features tab in the top right corner to see more about the products available to me, or I can use the Resources tab to see a list of specific resources as well. So I might find trending news, I might have specific tools, communities that I can be part of, or even checklists and guides. Now, if you are looking for resources specific to building your brand and attracting qualified candidates, LinkedIn Talent Solutions has a hub that offers a variety of tools and resources to support that work. Once again, you can use the tabs across the top to explore available resources. So I can see what products are available. I can see solutions specific to the size company that I have, as well as the resources available to me. So let's say I'd like to see resources related to talent and hiring. I can click on that tab to get to the resource library and see the things that are available to me. And I can scroll down through here and see articles. I can also see, oh, I'm interested in planning a talent strategy. I've got a group of planning resources that I can look through here. And this resource hub will also include tools like job description templates and interview questions that you can use as well. So let's say I'm interested in job descriptions. I can pop over to those templates and I can choose the role. Maybe I'm looking for an accountant, and it will give me some information about getting started, skills and qualifications I might want to look for, job titles. And as I keep scrolling through that content, I will also get to recommendations for writing the job description and the specific job description template. I can use that, modify it for my own business needs. If you're ready to focus on content creation, the LinkedIn for Creators Hub will offer a variety of creator tools and best practices. You can use this platform to learn about available tools and best practices for everything content creation. So you can explore the creator tools that are available to you from that top menu, or look for inspiration from recognized creators on LinkedIn. As I scroll down on this page, I'm going to see resources on posts, on videos, on audio. And as I keep going, I can learn more about creator mode, and I can also see featured creators that I might want to view their content and get inspiration. I can also use that best practices tab at the very top to learn more about optimizing my profile and creating successful content. So when I go over to that page, I can learn more about my profile as well as specific tips for content creation. Now, if you're looking for something more related to your marketing strategy, one option is going to be the Sophisticated Marketers Hub, which is a collection of resources dedicated to developing that marketing strategy. Content will include a course you can complete, as well as guides and resources for developing your specific content. From this page, I can browse the available resources. I can see, here's a course right here. I can watch the course or I can get the guide for it. And I also have access to explore additional guides, the quarterly magazine, and even a podcast related to marketing as well. I can browse and filter resources to include things like webinars, courses, and guides on a variety of topics, from thought leadership to lead nurturing. And if I happen to have questions, that chat always pops up as well that you can talk to a LinkedIn marketing solutions specialist as well. Just be mindful if you do that, you may be redirected to some of the paid services rather than the free content that we focused on during this course series. Now, in addition to dedicated resource hubs, LinkedIn does offer many different tip sheets and best practice guides. These can help you get started with using different features or to help you make sure that you're aligning with community norms and standards. So as an example, this page here is the LinkedIn Group's best practice guide, and it provides more guidance on groups and how to use them. So as I scroll through this guide, I can see just what groups are, as well as a checklist. If I wanted to create my own group, I can use this as a strategy guide, as well as some ideas for how to build community within groups. I can explore all of those tips and best practices. And for some topics, I may find links to additional resources or pages as well. For instance, this page here gives me a link back to the LinkedIn groups page that I can easily pop over to and see available groups. LinkedIn has also created several different guides that you can use to develop your personal strategy. One example of this would be the Business Owner's Guide to LinkedIn, which provides suggestions for getting started, for gaining momentum, and for growing your reach. You can download this guide and then choose the section that includes the information that you need. So maybe I'm interested in just getting started. I can go right to that section and learn more information about how I would get started. And each section in here will also include a lovely checklist that you can print off and follow along as you are accomplishing each of those goals as well. There's also a resource page included where you can explore additional resources and tools. Very similarly, there is the Small Business Guide to LinkedIn Pages, which does offer specific guidance for the pages aspect of LinkedIn. LinkedIn does create several other guides related to their products and services as well. Once again, you can browse through the sections available and find which one best meets your specific needs at the time. Whether that is just getting started or you're ready to showcase your expertise, you can pop over to that section, use the checklist to track your project, and explore resources from that resource page as well. There is also the LinkedIn Content Marketing Tactical Plan, which is more in-depth and looks at a specific topic of marketing. This guide will offer a daily approach to creating content on LinkedIn, including different opportunities for content sharing and best practices. So this outlines a nice playbook for me that I can see different opportunities that I have and ways that I can publish. I can also view the suggestions in the printable plan that is included or action steps for each type of content sharing from the associated section. So I've got just an overview tactical plan that gives me some ideas with action steps, as well as specific action items. Say I'm looking at company and showcase pages, different action items that I can complete as part of that strategy. I did mention earlier that LinkedIn will send you some emails as part of a resource, and I'm just going to give you a real quick overview of what that might look like. So this email is just a sample of weekly page analytics. Once you've created your company page, you'll start to see more emails and suggestions regarding that content. This email just gives me my weekly analytics. I can see how my visitors are trending, how my followers are trending, and just get that information in a summary. Another example, LinkedIn may send you a posting recap. So this one shows just that I've continued to add posts to my page, and it includes a brief overview of how many posts I've shared and resources to give me additional content creation ideas. In addition to those emails, you can also use the content suggestions available on your page or make note of any trending topics that you're seeing as well. And then if you're doing something like a job post, LinkedIn may also send you an email giving you ideas for promoting, sharing your job post, and attracting candidates to your page as well. These will all drop into your inbox, include those links, and you can explore whether or not they are relevant to you. And then before we wrap up today, I'm going to show you just a couple of external resources outside of LinkedIn as well. One example would be the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which is a reputable site that connects business-minded individuals with insights and resources that may be helpful. I can search for relevant content or subscribe for updates to this page as well. For example, this page here just talks about how to build a great LinkedIn profile as an entrepreneur. If I wanted to search, up in the right-hand corner, we do have that search box available, or I can access the homepage at any time by clicking back on that CO icon in the top left corner as well. You can also search online for things like content creation calendars and get templates and ideas from other creators online as well. For example, this content creation resource from Pepper Content offers different calendars for download from a variety of resources, and I can see recommended tips for creating my content calendar and templates I can download and customize. So as I scroll through this, I can see the available information, how a content calendar helps me, information I might want to include, and as I get all the way down towards the bottom, I can see different examples, and it links right to the source that I can use to create my own content creation calendar as well. Do we have any questions about all of the resources that we've talked about today before we wrap up? Okay.
We don't seem to have any questions.
Wonderful. As a reminder, we do have all of the resources that we talked about today and some additional ones available in our course handout. But let me go ahead and talk you through just a couple of additional resources as we close today. This does conclude our class on strategy and resources, but as a friendly reminder, if we did not answer your specific questions or you come up with some that you would like more in-depth one-on-one help with, do make use of that Book a Librarian appointment to have that one-on-one assistance. If it's something that can be answered just as a short question, you can also make use of Ask a Librarian, which is an email-based reference service. You send us your question and we email you back within 48 hours with that information that you may need. For many of the things we talked about today, you can use LinkedIn Learning for more information. Remember, that is free with your library card as long as you go through that library login page. A recording of today's class will be available in a few days on our PPL YouTube channel, in addition to the recordings from the other courses in this series as well. You can also access our course handouts online at any time for those links and resources. As we wrap up today, I would just like to let you know about the Plano Library Speaks podcast. In each episode, you'll learn about resources and programs for the entire family, business and career resources, and little known facts about the library as you get to know our staff. You can listen and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Now, I have included my email address on this slide as well. If you have any particular questions that were not covered in today's class, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I will do my best to connect you with the resources and information that you need as well. I will hang out for just a minute in case we have any last questions before we close today. But as you exit the program, please do take a moment to complete that program survey for us. It should pop up automatically as you close out of your Zoom window, but we do value your feedback and use that to improve the courses that we offer you and make sure that we're connecting you with great resources. Thank you again for joining us today and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.